This is a PvP Resto Shaman talent and glyph guide for Cataclysm. My name is Mosquito. I am a multi-gladiator and Wrathful Gladiator Resto Shaman from Wrath of Lich King Classic. And I'm going to come up with a few good builds here going into Cataclysm. So, starting with Ancestral Resolve, reduces damage taken while casting spells by 5%. Not very good since we're not really casting much in this expansion. Tidal Focus reduces the mana cost of your healing spells by 2%. We get 2 in that, and then we get 3 in Spark of Life. Increases your healing done by 6%, your healing received by 15%, so it's huge. Next is Resurgence. That was in Wrath as well. Basically, when you have Water Shield active and you crit with a heal, you'll get mana back depending on the heal. So that's pretty good for mana efficiency. The rest of the spells in this row are pretty much up to you what you want to get. Usually 3 out of 3 in Nature's Guardian, and I've seen a lot of builds going Totemic Focus, which reduces the mana cost of your totems by 30% and increases their duration by 40%. Doesn't seem that good. Your totems are already 5 minutes long. The only thing that I could think of that would actually be good is increasing the mana tide duration by 30%, but it really doesn't give that much mana anyway, and people kill it a lot of the time. So personally, I'm going to be avoiding that, but it's a fine talent if you want to play it. Focused Insight seems really good to me. I'm either going to play with 2 points in it and 3 in Nature's Guardian. Nature's Guardian being whenever a damaging attack brings you below 30%, your maximum health is increased by 15% for 10 seconds. Pretty good when you're getting trained down. But I think I'm going to have these be pretty interchangeable here. Um, Reduces after casting a shock spell, your next heal's mana cost is reduced by 75% or 50% if you do 2 points, and the cost of its healing effectiveness is increased by 20% or 30%. I'm probably going to play with 2 points in it to start out. It's really good, I think. I think it's a lot better than Totemic Focus because you can unleash elements, then shock, and then put like a giant Riptide up, or just cast a really big heal. So, and it also reduces the heal's mana cost by 50% of the shock spell, which is basically giving you a free Riptide, free mana cost Riptide almost. So that's what I would do. That's what I'm recommending here. Next is Ancestral Healing. Your critical heals reduce physical damage taken by 10% for 15 seconds, and heals you cast increase allies' maximum health by 10% of the amount healed, up to a maximum of 10% of their health. Really good. And you have to get it for Ancestral Awakening, so definitely getting that. Nature Swiftness, your next nature spell becomes instant cast, so your big heal, Hex, Chain Lightning, whatever. Nature's Blessing increases the effectiveness of your direct heals on Earth shielded targets by 18%. Very good. Works with Riptide, works with the Riptide heal over time as well. Very good talent. Next is Soothing Rains. Increase the amount healed by your healing stream totem by 50%. That's really what you're going for. The Healing Rain spell by 30%, you don't really use in Arena. Maybe use it in RBGs actually, but you're pretty much just getting Soothing Rains for the Healing Stream totem effect, which is the water totem you're going to be using pretty much all the time. Improved Cleanse Spirit empowers your Cleanse Spirit spell to also remove a magic from a friendly target. Definitely have to get that. Cleansing Waters reduces the cost of Cleanse Spirit by 40%, and when your Cleanse Spirit successfully removes a harmful effect, you also heal the target for a lot more than 479 to 520, by the way. And the heal can only occur once every 6 seconds. Very good. Your allies getting dotted, you cleanse them and heal them at the same time in one global. It's very good. Next, you're doing 3 points in Ancestral Awakening. When you critically heal with a single target direct heal, you summon an Ancestral Spirit to aid you, healing the lowest percentage health friendly or raid target within 40 yards for 30% of the amount heal. You don't crit too often, but it definitely helps a lot, especially With Shamans having Mastery, when someone's low, you heal for more. And if you get a crit when they're low, it's just a giant heal that could top somebody. Next, Manatide Totem. Again, not the greatest in this expansion. It increases Spirit for 12 seconds. If you do happen to get Totemic Focus, it's more like 15 seconds, but I mean, people are going to kill it. You don't get that much mana back from it anyway. But I mean, it's pretty good to use early on. Let's say you drop to like 80% mana, just use it and hope that you get another use out of it 5 minutes later. Not the best, but still worth 1 point. Telluric Currents, you get mana back when you cast Lightning Bolt. Pretty much garbage. Lightning Bolt doesn't do very much damage anymore. Spirit Link Totem, the new very good defensive spell that Shamans get in Kata. Summons the Spirit Link Totem with 5 health at the feet of the caster. The totem reduces damage taken by all party and raid members within 10 yards by 10%. So you get a 10% damage reduction for everyone. And the health is redistributed to each of the people in the Link Totem so that everyone has the same percentage of their max health. And it lasts 6 seconds. So pretty much you put that down, no one's going to die for 6 seconds. Next, Tidal Waves. When you cast Chain Healer Riptide, you gain the Tidal Waves effect, which in Arena is pretty much just Riptide. Reduces the cast time of your Healing Wave and Greater Healing Wave spells by 30%. You don't really use Healing Wave. It's mostly Greater Healing Wave. It's pretty mana efficient, and it actually heals for a good amount, unlike Healing Wave, which is mana efficient but doesn't heal for very much. And it increases the critical effect chance of your Healing Surge by 30%. So Healing Surge is if you're in a lot of pressure and you need to get heals out quickly. Healing Surge is great for that, and it increases the crit chance of it. So really your rotation is going to be Riptide, Healing Surge, and then Riptide again. It's not very mana efficient, Healing Surge. It's like the worst for mana heal, but it's good in a tight spot. Blessing of the Eternals, we don't get that additional 80% chance to trigger your Earth Living heal when you heal an ally who's below 35% health. Not that great. Earth Living's not really a great heal anyway. Riptide heals target for 3366, another 9,540 over 15 seconds. The chain heal cast on that target within 15 seconds will consume it and increase the amount healed by chain heal. Don't really use chain heal in arena ever. Could be good in RBGs maybe. Next, so here you have options. There is a build where you can go and reduce the cooldown of your wind shear by 10 seconds, which puts it, I think, on a 5-second cooldown. And you can also get reduced, I'll just show you here. Increase your crit chance with all spells by 3%. You can go for more damage, or you can go for reduced amount of cost of your damaging offensive spells by 10%. And then reverberation, reduce the cooldown of your shocks and wind shear by 10 seconds. And then from there you can go elemental warding. You can even like take a point out of here, reduce magic damage taken by 12%. Very good in the caster teams, maybe in threes, but you lose instant Ghost Wolf, so pretty big trade-off there. I wouldn't recommend that unless you're like counter specking a caster cleave or something. Okay, so enhancement. This middle one's an enhanced ability, so we'll skip that. Elemental weapons increases the passive bonuses granted by your flame tongue weapon and earth living weapon, so earth living weapon by 40%, and the okay, you don't use wind fury. The effectiveness and the ongoing benefits of your unleash elements by 50%. So that's very good, especially with the focused insight. Unleash, shock. Now you have unleash elements and increase effectiveness by 20 or 30%, however much you talent in here. Just get some giant heals, like topping someone. Next, improved shields. Increases the damage done by your lightning shield orbs by 15%, which I sometimes use, usually against like double DPS or rogues or something. They're low, they're hitting you, you just throw lightning shield up. Maybe you get a kill when they hit you. It's happened a few times in Wrath. But mostly increase the mana gain from your water shield orbs by 15% and increase the amount of healing done by your earth shield orbs by 15%. So a ton of healing through earth shield, and we're going to get an earth shield glyph as well. So earth shield, just very good healing. Okay, these are enhanced spells. So Ancestral Swiftness reduces the cast time of your Ghost Wolf spell by 2 seconds, so makes it instant, and increases movement speed by 15%, which does not stack with other movement speed increasing effects. So when you get your boots enchanted, you don't need to get the movement speed enchant on your boots because you're going to have this talent. So don't forget that. I think the enchant you're going to want to get is Mastery on your boots. The last 2 points, Totemic Reach, increases the range of your totem's effects by 30%. Very good. People are running out of your totems all the time in arenas. So, and also the Totemic Focus, reducing the mana cost of your totems. It's just, I mean, you get this, you won't have to drop them as much. I know a lot of people are looking at this for their best spec, but I'm telling you, maybe if you're new to Shaman and you're not shocking much, I shock a lot. Frost Shock, Flame Shock, Earth Shock sometimes as well. Um, Focus Insight just seems so good to me, and fun as well. Something to keep in mind if you do get this and you shock someone, or you unleash and then you shock someone, you get a big Riptide after that or something. And the Riptide's a big heal initially, and the heal over time's increased as well. Uh, but something to keep in mind, if you Riptide someone who already has this big Riptide going, it's going to reduce the heal to like a fresh Riptide. So you might want to let that big Riptide sit and cast a heal on them instead of Riptiding them again. Okay, the Prime Glyphs, these are pretty straightforward. There's not really options. Maybe the Earth Living one if you want that. Doesn't seem very good. Could get it with that, but don't recommend it. Earth Shield, that's the one to get. Increase the amount healed by your Earth Shield by 20%, plus the 15% from that. Earth Shield, very strong. Riptide increases the duration of Riptide by 40%. Not that great. I'd rather increase the value of it, but there's not a glyph that does that. Since you're Riptiding all the time anyway. It's better for like 3s, 5s, RBGs, but yeah, not bad. The last one is Water Shield. The rest of them are like Enhanced, Elemental. These are pretty much your only options for Resto. Increase the passive mana regen of your Water Shield spell by 50%. Back in Wrath, you could have 4 stacks of Water Shield. Now you can only have 3, so you need to really keep in mind how many stacks of your Water Shield you have, or if you're running out, if you do run out, because you're going to run out of mana a lot faster without Water Shield. So make sure you always have it up, unless unless you have Earth Shield on yourself. Major Glyphs, don't use Chain Heal. These aren't really that great. Healing Stream Totem increases the Fire, Frost, and Nature resist of party and raid members by 195. So basically, people need to put or use like a spell pen, neck, or cloak or something. It keeps people honest. Also, nature resist. Ferals need to have spell pen for cyclone. Shamans need to have it for hex. So not bad. Next is hex. Reduce the cooldown of your hex spell by 10 seconds. Very good. And the last one, Stoneclaw. Very good. Places a damage absorb shield on you equal to 4 times the strength of the shield it places on your totems. So it's several thousand damage. Very good. The rest of it, Frost Shock, increased duration, Ghost Wolf, an extra 5% movement speed. There's pretty much no other options. If you do want to mess around with Grounding Totem, you can. It doesn't absorb a spell. Instead, it reflects the spell back at the caster, but the cooldown is increased by 35 seconds. So it's almost a minute cooldown, which sucks. But it could be fun to reflect spells back. I know people in Wrath were playing the meta gem, which would reflect spells, and that was super annoying. So if you do want to annoy people or surprise people, definitely could use that. What would you replace for it? Either Hex or Healing Stream, depending on what you're facing. Minor glyphs don't really matter. Arctic wolf, water breathing, water walking for dispel protection. I'm not even sure if water breathing gives you or counts as a dispellable buff. I think water walking still does. We'll have to see, but yeah, minor glyphs don't really matter at all. Um, but the other ones you can't even use in arena. So there you go. And yeah, that's it. So you have this is a standard build I would go. Maybe mess around with 3 in Focused Insight and 2 in Nature's Guardian. Um, Probably will be messing around with that. There's also that reduce wind shear talent. Reduces it to 5 seconds, I think. So very good. You lose Ghost Wolf, situational. But yeah, this is probably the build I'm going to be playing for most of the season, or maybe with that one. Not not a big fan of Totemic Focus. Other people are. Personally, I'm not. But anyway, if you have any questions or if you are thinking differently about some of these talent choices that I made here, let me know in the comments, and I will be making some more guide videos here in the next few weeks as the season is released. So stay tuned. Please subscribe if you are looking to learn Resto Shaman. I'm going to have a lot of videos of Resto Shaman arenas, RBGs coming out, and I'll have a video out every day along with more guide videos. So stay tuned and thank you for watching.